This is the Bitcoin 1 month overview reading for the month of July 2025. It's currently June 27th, 2025, 7:54 p.m. Eastern Time. Bitcoin at the time of this reading is $107,077.23. That's USD. Excuse my very indecisive dog. He likes to sit on my lap whenever I'm recording. It's like clockwork, but he can never figure out where he wants to sit. The shuffle file for the July Bitcoin reading was created on June 5th, 2025 at 10:59 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video playing for you right here. So what we're going to cover in this video will be the overall trend direction and chart behavior for Bitcoin in the month of July. We're going to give you information about the month's highest high and the month's lowest low chart behavior to help you determine when we've reached a highest high and a lowest low. We're going to give you the day-by-day sequence of chart events, and we're even going to give you one of the best trades that we see for the month of July. It's important to understand you should really only paper trade this trade. This video is meant for proof that extrasensory perception exists and can be used practically in the real world. But if you're actually serious about trading this information, you do not want to trade this alone. You must have access to our monthly access subscription, which gives you the live Discord trade alerts and live trading view chart drawings, where we actually draw entries and exit. Game-changing services. I really do not recommend trading this information alone. It takes a lot of practice to figure it out. It took me 26 years to get this good at it, so it's better if you just learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make them. In any case, what's really important is that we're predicting the sequence of chart events. The day-by-day timing is usually on point, but there will be cases with these 1 month readings where you need to give it plus or minus a day or two of wiggle room. With the crypto, it could be like a day or 4 with wiggle room. It's the sequence of chart events that's outlined by the prediction. It's the most important part to follow, and that's the main reason why I do not recommend trading this alone. You must have those services. So I'll show you how to get those services at the end of the video, right after we give you one of the best trades that I see in the month of July for Bitcoin. There's another video that accompanies this July Bitcoin reading, which will be the review of June. If you're interested in seeing what our accuracy was like last month, look out for that video as well. There should be a link in the description. All right, so the overall trend and chart behavior for Bitcoin in July, there's an important support level on a multi-year scale, most likely, at least on a 1 year scale, but possibly even on a multi-year scale. An important support level highlighted, probably on a 1 year chart scale, with 1 day candlesticks. An important support, and out of that support, we should see a significant move from oversold territory, into the top of a range, like out of the bottom of the range into the top of a range. And again, everything that I talk about will be on the scale of a multi-day chart with 1 day candlesticks, unless otherwise specified. Behavior around the highest high for the month of July, we have an important trough, a multi-day trough of significant importance amongst other troughs throughout the month of July. This trough will be important, and it's within close time proximity to the high of the month. Very interesting. Behavior around the lowest low, we have a prominent move out of the low followed by a full retracement back into the low. So very likely we see the low twice with a peak in between. Now I'm going to get into the day-by-day sequence of chart events and also give you the best trade that I see. But before I do that, I want to make sure that you're aware that the whole purpose of this channel, not only to help you make money, but more importantly, to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. I decided that this is what when I found myself a Wall Street broker with a near-death experience, I decided this was the real purpose of why I found myself on Wall Street, because boy, did I not fit in there. In any case, help us fulfill our goal and our life's purpose by helping to transmute that competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. 5% of all profits should be donated forward to one of these charities. This is honor code agreement, my friends. 5% of all profits should be donated back to the channel. It's a way to say thank you, and you're also, by donating forward, you're expressing faith and wealth mentality. So with those two things combined with a clear conscience, you should get that wealth back tenfold. And when you follow these rules, the universe considers you an angel investor. That's exactly what is intended for you to happen. Much love and appreciation to everybody that follows that rule of karma. Let's get into that day-by-day sequence of chart events. All right, so we've got a pretty significant move to the upside taking place. It's actually within a period of price swings, and probably a big move to the upside within that period of price swings on the first. A big move to the upside out of oversold territory, taking us into an important peak. On the second, we have a prominent move higher, full retracement. There's an important technical price level highlighted on the third, early in the day on the third, it looks like, and we should cross through that price level. There may even be it's hard to say, but there's maybe a drop before this big move higher, but overall what we're seeing, yeah, probably this retracement starts on the second, breaks through a key price level, and continues lower into the third, but then out of that decline, there's a huge move from the bottom of the range to the top of the range, or a multi-day rally commencing. Another prominent move higher, full retracement taking place on the fourth. On the fifth, we should see a period of sideways rotation. There's a peak of some kind there, or it might be that we're revisiting the price level from the third here on the fifth. More likely, that's what it is. Excuse me. A lot of price change between the third into the fifth, and we should see sideways rotation on the fifth with a sharp drop that will that'll stand up in that sideways rotation. And normally what will happen is we'll either be revisiting that sideways rotation will be a revisiting of a support level, or the drop that stands out in that sideways rotation will be a revisiting of a support level. Either way, that revisiting is of a recent past opportunity, and it should be a prominent trough on a multi-day scale there. On the 6th, likely out of a trough, we have a notable move to the upside, offering some trade opportunity I'm likely to talk about at the end of this video. If not, it'll be in the total access version. And then on the 7th, we have a crest. Probably the move continues higher on the 6th into the 7th. We have a crest that's created on the 7th when a rally turns over, taking us into a support level, multi-day support level that's important, probably on a 1-year chart scale. We do 3 crisscrosses back and forth through that around the 8th. And then out of a decline towards the end of the day on the 8th, a big move from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range. And we have another prominent peak on the 9th, where we rally along a diagonal trend line. We break through horizontal resistance, meet another resistance, and then we pull back to somewhere between those two price levels, but it'll be a rally off of key support level on a 1-year chart scale. And then it looks like that probably turns into creates a peak, and there's a notable decline from an overbought crest or peak that we sell off from probably a peak. An important and improbable opportunity taking place on the 10th. The full card usually indicating some sort of improbable opportunity, like a gap of some kind. Sometimes it's indicating a high or a low, but more frequently it's like a gap up, a gap down, or like a really quick move and then a retracement. Things like that. Very improbable type of thing. So we'll be looking out for that that move on the 10th when we're live on the Discord to see how to play that. An important peak on a multi-day scale after making lows. An important peak taking place on the 11th with a sharp drop off of it, turning into a U-shaped dip on the 12th, coming back to a peak on the 13th when we have sideways rotation, big move higher, and then more sideways rotation at that revisiting of the peak. Sort of flat behavior on the... Interesting. Hard to say. Either on the 14th, there's two things that could happen. We could have a big move out of oversold territory into key resistance on a multi-day scale, or we could kind of have like a flattening out of chart behavior on the 14th. Might be both, might be one or the other. It's hard to say. But on the 15th, we have sideways rotation that ends with a fast sudden move higher. A lot of price change covered on the 16th. Usually when you see the Princess of Discs, it's a good cash out opportunity. Sometimes it's an entry, but usually it's a cash out opportunity of some kind. And we'll look at that in more detail later in the total access version. But there's an important support level there, usually with a lot of price change into and or out of that support level. A lot of price change there. And then on the 17th, a decline to and through support to meet another support before rotating sideways again. Sideways rotation continues into the 18th, and then out of a decline and an important trough on a multi-day scale there on the 19th, out of a decline, creating that important trough. We have a big move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of the range there on the 19th. And then on the 20th, another prominent peak, important on a multi-day scale, when we have a big move higher, pushing the upper end of a range higher. On the 21st, some sort of tricky chart behavior back and forth through the same price level, or multiple false tops or bottoms or whipsaw action. Be very careful on that day. Also appears like there's a cash out opportunity there. I'll talk about in the total access version in more detail. And then we have more sideways rotation on the 22nd, ending with a big move to the upside, taking us back into a peak early in the day on the 23rd, where we do equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow. So basically like sideways movement. On the 24th, we rally into key resistance, probably right on the cusp of the 24th, 25th. And from that resistance, we break down pretty significantly with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. I'm advised to be cautious with that decline. It's not a decline that you want to chase. It's a decline you want to buy into, but it will be a sharp decline, possibly bearish price swings there. There should be a huge move to the upside out of it, reaching for distant resistance around the 26th, or starting on the 26th, probably continuing into the 27th, where we have a breakout on a multi-day scale, but it doesn't hold. It becomes a disappointing failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support. More decline on the 28th, revisiting a support level that we recently met before. 29th, more decline through multiple support levels. Declines even more, probably the biggest decline of the month there on the 30th, into a prominent trough. A lot of volatility there on the 30th. And then on the 31st, there's a resistance level that's highlighted that we failed to break through many times before, and or will fail to break through many times in the future. There's a notable reversal on a multi-day scale in August out of a trough, an important trough, again on a multi-day scale, possibly even like a one-year chart scale. Notable reversal out of it taking place in August as the sneak preview card. Now, I'm going to give you one of the best trades that I see for the month. But remember, guys, if you're going to actually trade this alone, only paper trade it. That'll give you prove to you that it works. And then once that works, then come on board with the early access subscription, and we'll help you in real time place these trades. We will never trade your money for you, ever, ever, ever. But we will in real time tell you what to trade, because we'll be doing it too. So I like this full card trade over here, and what I'm expecting is that we've got this prominent peak here, maybe even a highest high thus far for the month on the 9th, with this rally out of key support level that's highlighted around the 8th and the 9th. Big move to the upside into a peak, and at that peak we should see a pretty notable sell-off into a trough around the 10th. What we're looking for is, when we're selling off, you want to be opening up a long position in anticipation of this big move to the upside and another prominent peak after making lows there on the 11th. That's where you would likely exit there on the 11th. And there's a bunch of other trades in here, but again, I'm gonna save those for the total access version. The other stuff that you get in the total access version, you get all of our day trades for SPY. I'll show you guys. On Discord, the monthly access subscription gets you all of our day trades for SPY and our swing trades for SPY. The earliest access to any of our public posts that come out on YouTube, they come out here first on Discord. All like 1 year's, 1 month's, dailies, everything comes out here first. But really the most value is here in the SPY alerts. For the last 12 months, we're up roughly just under 900% performance-wise in our account. Those are the same trades that we're doing in real time here. You also get the chat channel and the alert channel for Bitcoin, Nvidia, QUBT, Solana, Tesla, and XRP. All of that stuff part of the monthly access subscription, which is currently $300 a month. It also gives you the timing of the highest high and the lowest low to the day for the month. We're not always right. Sometimes it needs some wiggle room, but with that said, when you've got access to the Discord and there's wiggle room involved, we keep you up to date in real time on that Discord channel. So the way that you get that subscription, guys, you go to our website, Tarot for Traders, hover over Order Now, click on Subscription. Multi-access subscription is the mid-level subscription. It gets you everything early access has, plus all the stuff of monthly access. and you click here to subscribe. It's 300 bucks a month. You make that back in a trade, guys, and some. You know, so it's a no-brainer, especially after you see the kind of detail and accuracy. Where again, guys, the biggest downside of this service is that we can be right on such a detailed level so many times in a row that at some point you're just gonna be convinced we're right all the time, and then you're gonna do something silly like bet everything. And don't ever do that, guys, because we're not right all the time. Don't be one of those fools that was like, oh man, he did it right like 10 times in a row, and then you just bet everything. If I'm right that often, why would you rush? Why would you feel like you need to rush it? All right, just trade responsibly and you'll make a killing with these trades. Much love and appreciation to everybody that goes ahead and does that. Blessings to all my angel investors. Go to that resources tab. And guys, look out for the video where we're going to review the June reading for Bitcoin so you can see what that accuracy is like. Link will be in the description.